Hey everyone, Sheldon here, and welcome to another update for the paper M1911. So you can see most of the frame is finished. I just need to fix up some of the contouring here and there and, blend these areas a little bit more. You can see in the back where the rail for the mainspring housing is. I still need to put it on the other side, right there, and also add about 8 layers above that, right here and here, which will strengthen this area and also, not block where the trigger bar is. So it needs to stop about right there. I also have the magazine catch working. As you can see, just push the button, mag comes out just like that. It doesn't really free fall quite yet. I mean, it wants to. As you can see, you just push it and it actually worked that time. You just push it. Alright, well, I guess now it decides to work on camera, but for the past 8 hours it hasn't been. So you can see what the frame looks like without the magazine in there. Looks pretty good, nice and strong. So you can see the rounded areas here and here. I did it a little bit differently than I did on the previous versions of the M1911. On all of my previous attempts, I just layered paper up over it, just like that, until I got to the right thickness. But with this, I took probably 8 layers of paper and just glued little strips of 8-layer pieces around it. And then I took JB Weld and filled up all the gaps between those, and then just sanded it down, rounded it off, and put a final layer over it. So it's just a different way of doing that part. I mean, there are a bunch of ways you can do it. That one seemed to work pretty well. So everything seems nice and sturdy. You can see I have the disconnector slot right there. And whenever I tried to do that in the past, I really always had trouble getting that part to look good, but it actually worked out really well. So you can see the trigger bar slot in there. You can kind of see the mag release. I'm just gonna disassemble this part for you so you can see how it works. Alright, so I'm just gonna put the magazine in here like this, and then push this button from this side like that, which pushes this outward, as you can see. So I'm going to push the button like that and twist this little piece around so the pin moves out of the way. Actually, I'm going to take this out. Alright, there it is. It's kind of hard to do that on camera, to be honest. Alright, so you can see this piece now. It's actually a really tricky piece to make. Like, it's just oddly shaped. It was just weird to make it, but it worked the first time, so that's a good sign. So I'm going to take this apart a little bit further. I just push on this little pin here because it's easier to do that, actually. You're supposed to twist this and have it come out, but it's fine. So you just do this, and there it is. I used a Q-tip for this, and then a little wire piece that I drilled a hole and just glued it in place. So it's more like a little post than a peg, but whatever. And then here's the spring. Actually, I used 2 springs. Let me take this one out. There it is. So yeah, I used 2 springs because I couldn't find one that was the right diameter and long enough. So, seems to work alright though. So yeah, this is the little tab that locks into this little part on the magazine. So this goes up like that and locks in right there like that. So you can see I put a little metal pin there as a reinforcement, so that goes through there, keeps it a little bit more sturdy than what it would be before. And then this little pin the metal pin that's going through here is basically what makes the entire assembly work. So actually it goes in that little channel right there in the frame. So I'm just gonna put this back together so you can see how it works. So put this in there, then another spring. Normally it would be one, like I said, but you know, just make do with what you have. So then this little pin, you're supposed to use the tool to do this, but you know, I can just do it like this, save some time. So you can see that little pin locks into that slot, so the spring is constantly pushing it out. So you're only able to twist it into this position so you have clearance when you put it in here like that, because obviously if that pin was in that position it would be in the way. You wouldn't be able to lock it into that channel. So you have it like this, and then you basically twist it so that pin goes in that channel. So like this, just like that. So you can kind of see the pin right there. So it's pushing on the interior side of that channel, so it can't come out. And that's how the magazine catch works. So there's that little tab. So I moved my light so you can see this a little bit better. So when you push the button, that little tab moves out of the way, just like that. So like I said, hooks onto this little piece right there on the magazine, that little cutout. So when you put this in here, the magazine pushes up like this and moves that piece out of the way like that. So you can see the whole button moves like that. So pushes out of the way till it goes up, and you'll see that lock into place just like that. So yeah, that's how that works. Yeah, so that's basically it for the frame. Got most of that finished, and I started working on the barrel. You can see I need to cut out the little channels to create the lugs. Have a trigger here, but I think it's a little bit too thin, so I have to add more layers on both sides. Not that much, but just a little bit. I also have a hammer with the correct diameter hole drilled in there, so hammer is just going to go get pinned in place right here like that. I also have a slide stop here. I'm actually going to remake this because it's pretty flimsy in the middle here. Didn't reinforce it, so I'm going to remake that with this and just run like a wire through it or something, maybe some sheet metal. But you can see where it's supposed to go, just like that. That's basically how it's supposed to work. Just moves up and down when the last round is fired. So let's take that out. I also had this thumb safety here, and yeah, it broke, so that really sucks. Here's the pin for it. I even had this reinforced with sheet metal. I made this a long time ago, but I fixed up the contouring and made it look really nice, and then it broke. So that kind of sucks because I spent like 4 hours on it doing that, but whatever. I'll just remake that and make that part stronger. So use like a wire, like an L-shaped wire or something, but we'll see. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. This is what I have as of now. I also have the template here for the slide. I took the external view and the internal view, matched up the little percentages, and I'll be able to see how things are supposed to line up, you know, on the outside and the inside. So it should be a lot easier to make sure the lugs are in the right position and the front of the breech, you know, and also the ejection port. Basically, just need to make sure everything's lined up. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below or in a personal message. And be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see all the latest updates. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be pretty soon because I have a little bit more time to work on this right now. So yeah, thanks for watching.